counting down the minutes to the first pitch of today's game.
Yes!
Who's in the starting lineup?
Come on, son, you got to get out there and take the mound. It's game time.
What does the skipper have to say?
It's an attitude, you got to be willing to defend. You got to be willing to base run, or you can't play here.
It's the leadoff show powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook with Tommy Wortz on 1250 AM and 105.7 FM, The Fan.
Welcome into the leadoff show, live from the Wisconsin State Fair. Charlie back in the studios, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook. Milwaukee Brewers back in action today, game number 2 of a series against the Atlanta Braves. It'll be Freddie Peralta going for the Brewers up against Joey Wortz of the Atlanta Braves. 6:15 first pitch from Truist Park in Atlanta. Game number 113 on the season. Milwaukee Brewers 68-44, best record in baseball. First thing we do on every show, starting lineups.
Looking up, and it is gone.
It's almost time for the first pitch. Let's see who's in today's starting lineups. It's the leadoff show powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook on 1250 AM and 105.7 FM, The Fan.
Starting things off with the Atlanta Braves lineup today. Jurickson Profar leads things off. He's in left field. Matt Olson at first base will bat second. Madison's own Drake Baldwin, the DH, will bat third. Sean Murphy, the catcher, bats fourth today. Michael Harris, the second in center field, will bat fifth. Ozzie Albies, the second baseman, will bat sixth. Eli White in right field, batting seventh today. Nacho Alvarez at third base will bat eighth. Nick Allen at shortstop. He rounds things out for Atlanta. Now the lineup today for your Milwaukee Brewers, as we have Caleb Durbin leading things off. He's at third base. William Contreras will be DHing, batting second. Christian Yelich in left field will bat third. Andrew Vaughn at first base, cleaning things up. Isaac Collins in right field will bat fifth. Bryce Terang, the second baseman, will bat sixth. Blake Perkins in center field bats seventh. Danny Jansen, the catcher, will bat eighth today. Joey Ortiz, the shortstop, he is batting ninth for the Brewers. Interesting lineup today. Caleb Durbin will be leading things off. Some news from Pat Murphy in pregame on this comes from Todd Rosiak on Twitter. Pat Murphy on Caleb Durbin's status because he's hitting leadoff tonight. He says a rookie comes up, you have to kind of watch him and pick some times to give him a few days to catch up. He's not happy about it, but I think there's a reason to do that. A reason being to put Caleb Durbin in the leadoff spot today. Yesterday, not really the most exciting Brewers game, but a good result in that as well. We'll go through it right here. We call it the Rewind.
Did you miss the last game? Did you miss what was said after the last game? It's time to rewind. It's the leadoff show powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook on 1250 AM and 105.7 FM, The Fan.
Quinn Priester going up against Eric Fetty of Atlanta, and the first inning, first batter of the game that Priester would face, Jurickson Profar, would hit a home run. Brewers would find themselves down 1-0 early in this one, but not a lot of damage to talk about after that. However, jumping ahead, when the Brewers would take the lead, they would pick up their second hit of the game and an Andrew Vaughn infield single. Like, this guy wants to start getting infield singles. Watch out for the rest of Major League Baseball, because that's Brewers baseball indeed. Later on, the third hit of the ball game, their last hit of the game, Isaac Collins with a big shot.
They send Yelich, he goes, and a swing and a drive to right field. This is hit a ton. It is gone for Collins. A 3-run shot, the Brewers have the lead. 7th home run of the year for Isaac Collins. Sweeper right down the middle.
How about this kid, Isaac Collins?
Yeah, how about this kid, Isaac Collins? Highlights courtesy of FanDuel Sports Network. Charlie, do you realize that after that, there was one hit in this game?
That's insane.
One hit in the entire ball game after Isaac Collins would get the 3-run homer in the fourth. Brewers were up 3-1 after that point. There wouldn't be another hit until the 8th inning of this one. That means Quinn Priester was dominating. 7 innings, 2 hits, 1 earned run, 4 strikeouts for Priester. He would pick up the victory after Trevor McGill would do this to end things.
0-2. Ground ball to third. Durbin has it. Across the diamond. White is out. 4 straight wins for the Brewers as they shut down the Braves tonight, 3-1.
Quinn Priester 11-2 now, a season or a franchise record, 10 consecutive decisions ending in a victory for Quinn Priester. He is now 11-2 on the year. The loss goes to Eric Fetty, which poor Eric Fetty, 5 1/3, 3 hits, 1 mistake pitch to Isaac Collins. Might have been the best game he's had all season. He just got DFA'd by the Cardinals, was picked up by the Braves. Trevor McGill picks up his 25th save on the year. That is just dominance from the pitching side again for the Milwaukee Brewers. Just 3 hits allowed, just 1 hit allowed after the 4th inning in this game between both teams. Let's talk about it. We've kind of been setting it up. Yesterday's MVP.
Who was the MVP of the last game for the Crew? Who stood out the most? Let's find out. It's the Leadoff Show, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook on 1250 AM and 105.7 FM. The Fan.
Quinn Priester, in his last 12 games now, he is 10-0 in those games, has a 2.45 ERA. He has struck out 61 batters, walked just 15, opponents hitting just 218 off Quinn Priester. The MVP of yesterday's game, 7 innings for Quinn Priester, just the 1 earned run allowed during that time. I'm telling you, he's electric. He might pass up Miz at this point as my favorite player to watch on this team right now. He spoke to the media after the game as well. Here is the starting pitcher from last night's contest, Quinn Priester.
You get ambushed first pitch, but how did you want to respond and settle in after that?
Like I did. Frustrating, obviously, to give it up the first pitch of the game, and but ultimately it's one mistake. We made a great swing, and then we took care of business afterwards. Definitely executed the sinker really, really well today, and that was kind of the difference. I kept the pitch count down, and then we had awesome defense. Bryce made an awesome play. Siegs, awesome play, almost gave us a heart attack, and then but past that, the defense just always shows up. Bill always calls a great game. A lot of times we're thinking, they're going to catch on here, or they're going to get on this one, but Bill kind of was held some of the confidence for me when I was like, man, we throw this little sinker a lot, and it worked. So great game by him, and I was just happy to execute it.
Quinn, can you take us inside your head as that homer is leaving? Are you trying to tell yourself to calm down? Are you pissed? What's happening?
It wasn't in the moment of the homer. It was when I smoked Baldwin 0-2. I was like, figure it out, get back in the zone. A lot of times that anger can be used in the wrong way. For me personally, I know there's some guys who can pitch like that. I can pitch really angry. But ultimately, I kind of look back to the start of Miami when I made that error, and kind of how that anger kind of took me out of that game. And so that experience, I just tried to call back on and say, look, move on, who cares? It's 1 run, solo homers aren't going to beat us today. And just keep executing pitches, and certainly did that.
I don't know if you know this, but you tied a club record tonight with 10 straight wins. Hasn't happened since '92. You don't have much time to digest it, I get, but when you hear that number, what does that mean to you, if anything?
I'm just worried about the number that we've got at the end of the season. I think it's awesome, and is a testament to the work we've done, the work we've put in, and being able to, put together those starts. But I know the offense has picked me up at least one time in that stretch where it didn't have my sharpest stuff, but the offense came through and had my back. And so certainly some good fortune with that stuff lining up, but just a testament to the work we've done with the pitching staff, and you know, and our bullpen catchers. But for me, like, it's an awesome little, you know, thing, but I'm more concerned with just winning the games and where we finish up, you know, as a group.
We've asked you about like opportunity, seizing opportunity a ton. What do you think when you see Collins? Like, did you know him coming in? Did you know him at all?
No idea. But even, you know, I remember my first memory of him was in Colorado, where he went like full speed into a wall, banged up his knee, and I was like, oh no, like that looked bad. And then he's out there playing, you know, a couple days later, if not the next day. And so from that point, knew he played hard. And then, you know, we had that series in Chicago where the power kind of woke up, and then it's just been, I mean, really, really fun to watch him play. You know, plays awesome defense, you know, makes huge hits in big spots seemingly every time, and you know, always feel great when he's in the lineup, and you know, like you said, it's been fun to watch.
There is Quinn Priester speaking to the media after the game yesterday. That audio courtesy of Todd Rosiak on Twitter. It is the leadoff show. We're live here at the Wisconsin State Fair. Come say hi. Right across from the Milk House. Milk House, probably one of the more popular places to go. So if you know where that is, we're right across from it. You can see it from where we're sitting. Quinn Priester, man, I mean, just since June, this guy has just been lights out. Really, the last time they've lost a game, I believe he said it was May 24th since Quinn Priester has pitched. That is just for the Brewers in general, not Quinn Priester. The Brewers have won every game Quinn Priester has pitched in since May 24th. Has been an absolute stud. Lights out this year for Quinn Priester. He mentioned Isaac Collins as well. We'll play a little bit of that after the monster day from him. By monster, I just mean one big swing, and it was the whole difference. Here is Isaac Collins.
Like, that's what I want to ask you about. I mean, you were all over the media today between MLB Network and the big game. What do you make kind of the attention about what you're doing lately?
I mean, like I was telling Soph earlier, it's not why I play. It's just kind of a byproduct of executing, really. Just, you know, trying to take it one day at a time and stay process-oriented and, you know, not get so caught up in the results. And when you do that, then the results show up.
Your story is interesting. You're a rookie, you know, having been in pro ball for a long time.
Yep.
How does that influence how you're enjoying this and just how you're taking this all in?
Yeah, for sure. Every one of us, we're on our own paths. Some guys, like Churio, you know, get here sooner than others, and, you know, guys like me, it takes a little bit. And, yeah, the minor leagues, it was a long journey, but, you know, I'm glad I went through all those tough times, because, you know, that's what's going to help me get over the slumps up here and just, you know, reverting back to what worked for me and how I got through it. You know, it will just give me the confidence to be able to make the adjustments up here.
Can you take us through that at bat against Fetty?
Yeah. He made some good pitches early in the count. He threw me the front hit changeup that, you know, you got to tip the cap to him on that one. And, you know, fought hard to get back to 3-2. And I kind of knew that he was going to give me something to hit. You know, I didn't think he'd want to walk me again and, you know, load the bases up. So it was really just, you know, wait for my fastball and, you know, be short to it, try not to do too much. And he just hung a slider and, you know, I caught it out front.
Murph was talking about how that inning, sort of, you got to that point with some of the threats on the bases. It was kind of a Brewers inning.
Yeah, exactly.
How much do you enjoy this style of play that you guys have been playing lately?
It's awesome. I mean, you know, the little things that, you know, people might overlook do end up over the course of a year, you know, they end up helping us out. You know, at the end of the year, this race is going to end with, you know, 1-2 games, and so all these games matter. And if we can do anything to, you know, help us out, and we're going to take advantage of that. And yeah, Yelly had a good at bat. Contreras had a good at bat. It was, yeah, just good overall, well played baseball game tonight.
I'm sure you're paying zero attention to other rookies in the league, but do you have family that's sort of eyeing it and keeping an eye on what some, you know, Drake Baldwin and some of the other prominent rookies are up to?
Yeah, I mean, it's hard not to acknowledge and think about that stuff, but we still got 2 months of baseball left.
Yeah.
So we're just trying to take it one day at a time.
There is Isaac Collins after the game. Again, that audio courtesy of Todd Rosiak. It is the leadoff show. We're going to have Austin Herdina join us in just a few minutes here. We're going to have him on the other side of this first break. Then we'll have Drew Wagner join us at 5:40 today. Break down all things Brewers Braves for the upcoming here, just about an hour away from first pitch now in Atlanta. Real quick, though, before we get to Austin Herdina, one more thing to play for you. Pat Murphy yesterday after the Brewers' 3-1 victory over the Braves.
Wow. Locking in after that first pitch.
Wow. No, he's been sensational. I was kind of thinking today in about the fifth inning, this kid kind of represents who we are. Nobody knew who Quinn Priester was, and now they do. And nobody knew who, what's Collins' first name? Isaac. Nobody knew who he was either. Now they do. That's just a great, and somebody else will emerge too, and kind of like Terang emerged last year, and Sal, and it's just so great for me to sit back and watch these guys just become who they are, and just the way this kid is taken to everything our pitching coaches have given him, and it's just amazing to see the kid just flourish the way he is.
I think it was a stretch of nine batters out of 11 ground ball outs.
Right.
The third inning on. That was just kind of vintage him when he's going well, right?
Really is. He used a lot of sinkers tonight. Didn't go to his cutter as much. Didn't go to his slider as much. And he was really on it.
Murph, the length that he's given you guys too. I think it's 7 innings and 3 of the last 4, or something like that.
Yeah.
But how valuable is that?
So valuable.
What's going on around him?
Yeah, with how much usage that Uribe and Mears and Grant Anderson and Koenig and the usage that they've gotten is just astronomical. But to now have Quinn give you a break, and when one of our other guys gives us 7, Quintano or Freddie, we haven't asked Woody yet. We haven't asked Miz yet. But when those guys get to their peak shape, to be able to get 7 innings in a game is huge. And Quinn could have went back out. He could have went back out. So it's a great thing. Really important.
Well, Collins, Murph, the walk's a good plate appearance, and then he follows it up with your only ball that your only hit that left the infield.
Again, I still chalk it up to we base run. You know what I mean? William taking off 3-2 there. That's not to be a stolen base. That's to create contact. To stay out of the double play. We did, and then Vaughn beats it out. And then I don't like to say Vaughn beat it out. Let's be honest. Okay. Anyway, so Vaughn was safe, and then the threat of Yelly stealing there 3-2 created maybe it changed the pitch that they threw Collins. Who knows? But I believe it did, and that again I think our base running led to that. So, but credit to Isaac. He put a great swing on a pitch.
Murph, you were saying over the weekend, getting back to winning close games.
It's a good reminder.
Right. Also, just what about Trevor coming in and being so
he's been dominant,
so sharp after a week off?
Yeah, it's been amazing. The kid's, for guys that know him well, he's taken a step, like a definite step, and that's, he was very, very good for us last year, and he's very good for us this year. But now he's taken that step into whoa.
Elite.
Yeah, it seems like. I'm not going to put labels on him. I just say he's taken a step, and he's good. Wow, underrated. Like all these guys are. You know what I mean?
There is the manager, Pat Murphy, speaking to the media after the 3-1 victory over the Atlanta Braves yesterday. That audio courtesy FanDuel Sports Network. Couple other news and notes real quick before we take a break here. Shelby Miller has been optioned or sent to AAA Nashville, on a rehab assignment. Obviously, the Brewers' biggest maybe trade on trade deadline day. That is depending on who you ask. Maybe Brandon Lockridge thinks it was the second biggest trade. Shelby Miller is scheduled for 1 inning or 25 pitches today. The Brewers say the goal is early to mid-August return, and then elaborate, Shelby Miller's rehab assignment could be as short as this one outing. Miller and the club officials will make a call after seeing how it goes today and how he bounces back physically. That comes from Adam McCalvey on Twitter. On top of that, a couple other things. Rob Zastryzny threw a live BP yesterday, had no issue. A 1-inning rehab outing scheduled for August 7th with AAA Nashville. And Robert Gasser's next appearance will be a 3-inning, 45-50 pitch outing for Nashville on August 8th. Those are updating you. I don't know where these guys are going to pitch. I don't know who's going to go down, but it sounds like these guys are in the future plans as well for the Milwaukee Brewers. All right, we got to get to Austin Herdina over at the Potawatomi Sportsbook. It is the leadoff show live from the Wisconsin State Fair. Charlie back in studios, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook.
See you later.
Let's get the latest on today's odds for the game. What's the best way to go? Let's check in with our expert from the Potawatomi Sportsbook to find out. It's the leadoff show powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook on 1250 AM and 105.7 FM, The Fan.
Welcome back to the leadoff show. Tommy Wortz here with you, getting you caught up on all things Brewers Braves. 6:15 first pitch from Atlanta before we get over to Austin Herdina over at the Potawatomi Sportsbook. Brewers lineup looks like this today. Caleb Durbin at third base leading things off. William Contreras, the DH, will bat second. Christian Yelich in left field will bat third. Andrew Vaughn at first base cleans things up. Isaac Collins is batting fifth, playing right field. Bryce Terang is batting sixth, playing second base. Blake Perkins in center field bats seventh today. Danny Jansen, the catcher, will bat eighth. Joey Ortiz rounds things out. He will bat ninth, play shortstop for Milwaukee. Joining the show now, as he does each and every day, you can find him over at the Potawatomi Sportsbook. He's the manager of the Potawatomi Sportsbook. Austin Herdina joining us here on the Leadoff Show. Austin, how are we doing today, my friend?
Very well, very well. How are you doing?
Very good, very good. We're at the fair here. It's nice weather. We've been so lucky here at the fair that my one day of Summerfest, which Summerfest is great. They're awesome people. But, oh, my gosh, it was so hot there, and we were right next to the lake. Here at the fair, it's been perfect. We're in like a wind tunnel as well, so there's a breeze every single time. It's awesome here, actually, right now. I have drank enough milk for the rest of my life, though. I mean, right next to the milk house over here. Austin, go to – yeah, I mean, the root beer milk's just undefeated, right? I mean, it tastes like root beer float.
I've never tried that one yet. I got to get out there and try it.
Yeah, you're missing out. You got to get there. Get the flight for like $4 or $5, whatever it is over here. The milk always the best part about the fair for sure. Austin Herdina over at the Potawatomi Sportsbook. Hey, every time we talk, Austin, it feels like the Brewers win at this point because you're on each and every day, and it feels like more than likely the Brewers are winning each and every day now.
Oh, 2025 has been a fantastic year to be a Milwaukee Brewer fan. This team they just keep getting it done. You know, they were pretty quiet at the plate yesterday, down 1-0. Next thing you know, 3-run homer. And if our pitching staff is going to, let up 1 run a game, we're going to win a lot of games.
I was just going to say, if the offense is going to put up 3 hits and we're still winning, like that's a problem for the rest of the league. That was like the old Brewers where it was, they're not going to put up a lot on the offensive side. They had 1 big swing from Isaac Collins, and then after that, the pitching just took over. You give them a 2-run lead, feels like the game's over at this point now with the Milwaukee Brewers. Austin, looking at your most popular bets over at the Potawatomi Sportsbook today. Brewers favored -141 on the money line. You'll get +118 if you take them on the 1.5 run line. And the over-under set at 7.5 today. Austin, what are you looking at over at the Potawatomi Sportsbook to start a little parlay up for the people today?
To no surprise, we're sticking with the Milwaukee Brewers on the money line. They're so hot right now. The best team in all of baseball, this year as well as just in recent form as well. And the bottom of our lineup, just like Collins yesterday, the bottom of our lineup has been getting it done and really coming through when needed. So I'm going to go with Brewers to win, and I'm throwing some guys at the bottom of our lineup to get a hit. 2 guys that are struggling batting average-wise that I think are just ready to pounce and come through. So we're going to go Joey Ortiz is going to get a hit. And Danny Jansen in the lineup playing catcher. I think he's going to get a hit as well. So those are the guys at the bottom of our lineup. I just think they're going to come through. So Brewers money line, Jansen and Ortiz both get hits, +295. So just about 3-1 on your money. And I mean, come on. I mean, this Brewers team is just so hot. I got to keep picking them.
I don't want to think this, but I might be the last Joey Ortiz stan out there in Milwaukee Brewers land, and Charlie backstage is shaking his head as I say that. But I refuse to give up on this guy. I don't know why. I love how he plays defense. So throwing him in the parlay, that's pulling at my heartstrings right there. Brewers money line, Joey Ortiz and Danny Jansen to both record a hit. It'll pay +295 over at the Potawatomi Sportsbook today. Go place that bet. Yesterday, I think people caught in on that action. By the end of the show, our +500 yesterday was down to +480, Austin. We've been doing a good job again. I think we had 2 hit this week again, so we're right back into it. Full swing for sure. What else is going on over at the Potawatomi Sportsbook people need to know about, Austin? I know you got a lot of great stuff. Had a great weekend with SummerSlam over the weekend. And, the new fair food you guys got there, the Wagyu corn dog. Like, I almost want to just come in just to try this Wagyu corn dog you were talking about yesterday, too.
I mean, I'll have it ready for you. You let me know when you're coming. I'll get it ready for you. I mean, it's fun time to be at the Potawatomi Sportsbook. Breaking news I'm going to be sharing on the show here is back by popular demand. we're going to be having our shuttle running from the sportsbook this weekend again.
Yes!
I will have more info to share tomorrow. I've just kind of gotten the real quick update that we're going to have it again.
That's awesome. That's awesome. You guys, I mean, I know that you said that it was an overwhelming experience last time, but I know Potawatomi, they're going to figure it out. Once you make one mistake, you're already back figuring things out, and it won't happen again. That's how they do it over at the Potawatomi Sportsbook. And I think that this is a phenomenal idea, and it's awesome you're sharing it here on the show. So continue on. What else is going on there?
So we're going to have that shuttle starting Friday. We're going to have it every home game the rest of this season.
Wow.
And it's going to be starting 1 hour prior to first pitch, and the last ride back will be 1 hour after the game. I'll get some more details as far as like where to get the shuttle and all that stuff tomorrow. I don't have all the information, but it was just in the last couple hours told to me that we're doing it for the rest of the year. So it's pretty exciting. So all you have to do to get on that is you come and place a bet or eat in one of our restaurants. Just keep your receipt. Show the team that you were a guest in ours in some way, one or another, and you're going to get a free ride on that shuttle.
I mean, you guys are just geniuses right now. I really so awesome that you guys are going to do that. I don't know if I would ever park at American Family Field again after that, because that just seems like such an amazing idea. If you didn't hear that again, shuttles every home game now with some more details to come from the Potawatomi Sportsbook. That is so cool. I'm even surprised by that. You didn't even tell me. You even prepped me about the Wagyu corn dog yesterday. You didn't prep me for this. This is live reaction to that. That's awesome, Austin. Thank you so much for jumping on today. One more time, his parlay for the people today. Brewers money line, Joey Ortiz and Danny Jansen to record a hit. It'll pay plus 295 over at the Potawatomi Sportsbook. Austin, have a good rest of your day, my friend. And, of course, go Brewers.
Go Brewers.
There he is, Austin Herdina over at the Potawatomi Sportsbook. You heard that, Charlie? You know how insane that is, that every home game they're going to have a shuttle from the Potawatomi Sportsbook?
That's pretty cool, man. I'm always looking for the best place to get shuttles from. I've tried a bunch of shuttles. That's probably going to be the best one when I try.
That one, free to park. I mean, they have so much parking over there, too. Games are going to be packed. They're going to make a boatload of money, too, because you got to throw a $5 bet. But seriously, pay $5 and then get a ride there and back. Plus, you end up at the casino at the end of the night. That's just genius from the Potawatomi Sportsbook. I think that's going to be so cool. Again, if you didn't hear that, Potawatomi Sportsbook about to start offering daily shuttles to Brewers home games. That's awesome. I seriously didn't know he was going to say that, so that's so cool. Austin Herdina always hooking it up here on the Leadoff Show. Before we get to Drew Wagner here on the Leadoff Show live from the State Fair, let's get to our Building a Winner feature presented by Ironworkers Local 8.
The key to building a winner in baseball is a strong minor league system. Who are the names we should know? How did they play in their last game? It's time for Building a Winner, powered by Ironworkers Local 8. Apply today at IWL8.org and join the Brotherhood building Milwaukee's skyline. It's the Leadoff Show, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook on 1250 AM and 105.7 FM, The Fan.
Yes, time for another Building a Winner feature presented by Iron Workers Local 8, building Milwaukee's future one beam at a time. No action in the minor leagues yesterday. Mondays are the off days, but a ton of transactions that happen. This is the back end of the year, so we heard, it is now official that Jesus Made and Luis Pena are called up to the Wisconsin Timber Rattlers. Another couple of things to note, though. Jaron DeBerry, we've said his name. He was assigned to Biloxi as well from the Wisconsin Timber Rattlers. Eduardo Garcia coming up from the Timber Rattlers to Biloxi. Ethan Murray assigned to Nashville Sounds after his day with the Biloxi Shuckers. Some guys coming from the Complex League. Handel Fry Encarnacion, that's a big one that people tend to bring up. He's going up to the Carolina Mudcats. Macias Mercedes also going up from the Complex League to the Mudcats. This is a bunch of moving parts. There's a bunch of moving people now going around. A couple other guys getting sent down from the sent up rather. Michael Fowler from the Complex League. He's coming up now to the Carolina Mudcats. A lot of movement as people are moving things around. That's just after a week or so ago. We saw Blake Burke get moved up to Double-A from Wisconsin. minor leagues, a bunch of actions. And as I said, Shelby Miller will begin a rehab assignment with AAA Nashville tonight. Expected to maybe be just his only outing before joining the Major League Ball Club. So it should be a very interesting, intriguing outing from Shelby Miller. This Building a Winner feature presented by Ironworkers Local 8, building Milwaukee's future one beam at a time. This is that part of the leadoff show when the strolling piano walks right by. And then, he's jamming. He's having a good time. The State Fair is awesome. Everyone's having a good time over here. I love our spot, too, because we're right by the Milk House, which, again, it's like a staple. Every time you go to the fair, you got to go get the milk, right? It's $1. Get a nice glass of a flavor of milk you would never have otherwise. I am a root beer milk guy for sure, through and through. We've got a ton of action now, people watching. Our friend here on the piano and the Milk House as well. So come on down. We still got a little bit of time here before Brewers and Braves game number 2 of the series. Dominican Summer League did pick up a win. Both teams picking up a win, blue and gold as well, yesterday, to report that for you guys here to end up with our Building a Winner feature. Coming up, we're going to talk to Drew Wagner, Forbes Sports, pick his brain on what's going down for Brewers Braves game number 2. It'll be Freddie Peralta going up against Joey Wentz of the Atlanta Braves. Live from the Wisconsin State Fair, Charlie Beck in studios, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook. It is the leadoff show. Tommy Wortz here with you.
What's the latest on the Crew? Let's go inside the clubhouse with Drew Wagner of Forbes Sports on the Leadoff Show, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook on 1250 AM and 105.7 FM The Fan. Inside the Clubhouse is brought to you by Focus Baseball. Sign your kids up now for July open tryouts at focusbaseball.com, ages 6 to 17.
Welcome back to the Leadoff Show. Tommy Wortz here with you, getting you caught up. All things Brewers-Braves at a first pitch, 6:15 today. Before we get to Drew Wagner, Forbes Sports, let me run down the Milwaukee Brewers lineup one last time for you guys here today. Caleb Durbin leading things off. He'll be at third base. William Contreras, the DH, will bat second. Christian Yelich in left field will bat third. Andrew Vaughn at first base bats fourth today. Isaac Collins in right field will bat fifth. Bryce Terang at second base will bat sixth. Blake Perkins in center field bats seventh today. Danny Jansen, the catcher, will bat eighth. Joey Ortiz rounds things out. He is the shortstop, batting ninth today for the Crew. Joining the show now on the Fan Guest Hotline, powered by Gruber Law Offices, it is our guy at Forbes Sports. Follow him on Twitter, @ByAndrewWagner. It is Drew Wagner joining the show. Mr. Wagner, how are we doing today, my friend?
We're doing all right. How's the fair?
It's all right, yeah. I mean, we've gotten pretty lucky with the weather. I was just telling Mr. Austin Herdina before in the last break. Summerfest was brutal based on the heat going on, and the fair has been awesome. Like, I'm wearing khakis here today.
Yeah, I may come down tonight. I want to check out some of the livestock shows in the Coliseum. We got the Junior Beef Show going on, so
yeah. I believe
little time to gamble.
Yeah, beef show. You got any tips on what you look for when you're judging beef, Drew?
Well, see, the problem with beef, it's all about the way they do the clipping, and they cover up a lot of flaws with the clipping. I spent a lot of time in the barns at State Fair over the years. I should ask Austin if he's got some odds on the governor's auction.
Yeah,
lay some wood down on the cattle competition.
That would be awesome. You know what, Drew? If we get a segment sold about beef gambling, we're going to get you more, all right? We'll get you on every single time we do that because that would be just great radio in general. Drew and Tommy talking beef for 20 minutes every day. That's what people are paying for here. Drew Wagner, Forbes Sports, joining us here on the Leadoff Show as the Brewers set to take on the Braves in game number 2 of the series. Drew, yesterday, we've been talking now with Freddie Peralta going up and becoming the ace this year. But whenever Quinn Priester comes up to pitch, man, he just takes that personally, it feels like. This guy has come in now 12 straight outings. The Brewers have won. He's pitched in. He's 10-0 in those outings. His ERA sub 2.5. I feel like it's just every 5 days we have to make a segment out of how awesome Quinn Priester's been this year for the Crew.
Yep, we were talking about with Sparky earlier. The guy's just been fantastic. Go watch the video that Adam and Todd tweeted out post-game last night where he talked about, when it was that he really locked in. And Adam made a good point. We're watching this guy grow into his own in front of our eyes. And we've talked about that. We talked about it with Chad Patrick. We've talked about it with Priester. These are two guys that are learning how to be big league pitchers while pitching big league innings. And it's incredibly impressive to me. The last couple of times out, we talked about Priester being a strikeout artist. He was racking up the Ks left and right. Yesterday, he was relying on the soft contact. I think he had 11 ground ball outs. And we've talked about this, Tommy. The guy has learned he can get through a lineup in different ways, and sometimes from time to time in the same game. And that's crucial for a young pitcher. We talk about guys going a third time through. That's how you do it. When you have the additional pitches and you have the different ways to get guys out, that's how you get through an order a third time. That's how you go out and you give 7 innings at a time when your bullpen really needs it.
Well, Drew, does anyone else change up how they pitch better than Quinn Priester in this rotation, or have any arms on the Brewers? Because he can win so many different ways, like you just said. Sometimes he's striking guys out. Other days, remember the Philly game? Wasn't it just at 16 groundouts as he went through the last 6 innings of the game? This guy, he's not just learning and adapting at this time. He's emerging, it feels like, Drew.
It really is. And let's not get too ahead of ourselves. I kind of talked about this with Sparky earlier. we were saying a lot of the same things last year about Tobias Myers. The guy was just phenomenal last year. Things can happen to young pitchers, and that's why it was so important for the Brewers to preserve that last option he had remaining. They could have sent him down early on when he was struggling a little bit. They preserved that option. They had faith that he would work through it. Now they have that flexibility. So if, let's say, next year he gets off to a bit of a rocky start, or he's not showing it all the way in spring training, or any other number of factors, you have that ability to kind of stash him a little bit, let him go take a breather, let him work through it, and get back to doing what made him successful this year. That's the biggest thing about him, is you have that flexibility with him going forward.
Drew Wagner, Forbes Sports, joining us now on the Fan Guest Hotline, powered by Gruber Law Offices here down at the State Fair, getting you caught up all things Brewers Braves ahead of first pitch scheduled for 6:15. Drew, we've had an update. We got an update here from Todd that on all these pitchers coming back for Milwaukee, and I don't know, Drew, where any of them fit in, because that Rob Zastryzny is out on rehab assignment. Robert Gasser now expected he could come back by the end of the month. And then Shelby Miller, the newest Brewer, one rehab outing. It seems like that's going to be all it is today. It could be at least maybe two. But between all of those names we just named off, Miller, Zastryzny, and Gasser, Drew, how focused is the Major League Club on getting these guys back to the team? Because I don't know where any of them fit in at this point.
I mean, I think you're going to see, for one thing, I think you're going to see Gasser. They're going to stretch him out like a starter, but I think he's going to end up being back here in relief role. He's got really good stuff that would play really well in late inning situations. Zastryzny, maybe if he comes back healthy, they can give Jared Koenig a blow, because he definitely needs it. Miller, he's the guy that comes in and maybe gives you a rebate blow. Where they fit them in terms of the roster, in terms of that mechanics, that'll be the tough part. But those three guys coming back and adding to a bullpen that's been worked a lot, man, that's a huge shot in the arm. That is a huge shot in the arm going down the stretch.
Yeah, and I mean, it's hard to not look forward after all this, right? And, the Brewers have been awesome. They have the best record in baseball, and they've been just phenomenal since May 25th during this time. But I'm trying to make a playoff roster here a little bit, and I don't know, can any of those three guys be playoff roster quality pieces, do you think?
I mean, that's the tough thing. You'd like to think so. The playoff roster decisions are going to be tough. They're going to be really tough.
Really tough.
They have got a lot of guys that have made a claim for it, and they're going to be some disappointed individuals when we get to that time in October. I don't know how it's all going to fit in, but right now the focus is just on getting there, and that's what it comes down to. They got a long way to go, and they're going to need all of those pieces.
I know. I needed you to talk me down a little bit, but when I see all those names, that's immediately where my brain goes. It's I don't know where they fit in. I don't know. Okay, come up
and see,
for...
That's the thing is, that's also why I think they weren't as aggressive as people thought they would be at the deadline. You knew that going out and getting a bat was going to be questionable at best, just because of the options that were out there. So then you assume that they're going to go out and they're make these big moves for bolstering the bullpen, but they have so many internal options that they can use in those roles. Not just guys coming back from the IL, but guys at the minor league level, to be able to plug in arms of that caliber without having to give up any of your prospect capital. That's not being lazy. That's not being cheap. That's a luxury.
Absolutely. And it just seems like all of these are also pointing to a direction of Miz moving to the pen too. Do you see that writing on the wall with all these moves?
Not yet. I mean, I think it's definitely something that's going to be in the quiver, and it's something they're going to have to think about depending on what his innings look like. At the end of the day, it might make the most sense, but I think they're holding off on making that decision until they absolutely have to.
How hard is that transition to go from starter to the pen, Drew? Because we've seen it so effortlessly with Priester this year, but from my understanding, your whole routine changes, and baseball guys are all superstitious, and especially pitchers when it comes to their routine. Like, is that an easy ask of anyone to just be like, oh, yeah, you've been a starter, now go to the pen?
I mean, I think it would be easier for Mizorowski because, remember, they did move him to a relief role last season at AAA Nashville, so he's got some experience doing it. I mean, you're right, it's not easy. Baseball is a sport about routine, especially for starting pitchers. In terms of their prep work and their recovery, it's not an easy transition to make. But Mizorowski has some experience doing it, so hopefully if it comes down to that, he can lean on that a little bit.
Drew Wagner, Forbes Sports, joining us here on the Leadoff Show. Drew, let's talk about today. We were talking about this maybe a few times ago now. The Brewers are like the best team in baseball when facing a lefty today. The offense kind of dormant yesterday, just 3 hits, but they find a way to get it done. Were you a little bit interested? I know lineups don't surprise you anymore at all, but Caleb Durbin at the top here against the lefty today in the lineup. Brewers like ready to tee off against Joey Wentz, it feels like.
Yeah, it certainly looks like it, right? You know, all this talk about where's Caleb Durbin, We saw Todd and Adam talk a little about that today after their session with Murph, you know, just trying to give the guy a little rest. And, yeah, you know, I see where that's coming from. You do have to take that into account. But, yeah, you're putting him right up there at the top of the order. He's got a really good history against lefties. You're putting Danny Jansen in there. He's got a plus 800 OPS against lefties. They're going out there and they want to take this series. They're not messing around.
Drew, Freddie Peralta, are we keeping a closer eye on this now after what we can see Quinn Priester doing? And I heard you having the conversation with Sparky earlier today, but Ace, you know, it's a title that I've been trying to throw on him all season long, but he just continues to, like, not go deep into ball games. And it feels like that's a problem right now for Freddie Peralta. He got roughed up his last time out. Would be a huge day to bounce back for Peralta here and really send a message to anyone who's doubting that ace title, don't you think?
Yeah, and this is not a knock on Freddie. It's just that's the one thing that's always been hindering him is he's far too often inefficient with his pitches.
Yeah.
Far too often he gets into trouble and he starts nibbling. That's when he starts walking guys. His pitch count and his depth have always been an issue. You know, that's always been a thing with him. Getting him past that fifth, sixth inning is huge, especially right now, especially in the stretch run when your bullpen has been working a ton.
Yeah.
You need to give those guys a blow, especially when the rest of your rotation is 5-inning guys like Quintana, and you've got Mizorowski, and you've got Woodruff, who they're kind of managing their workloads. You need a guy that's going to go out there every 5 days and let your bullpen know, hey, I'm going to give as many of you guys a blow as possible.
Drew Wagner joins us here from the State Fair. It's the leadoff show. If you see Drew, it'll be the guy who's walking around Pabst Blue Ribbon, Turnpike Troubadour T-shirt, judging all the beef tonight. Say hi to Drew if you see him. Drew, have a good rest of your night, and hopefully we can do this again tomorrow.
Sounds good. We'll talk then.
There he is, Drew Wagner, jumps off the Fan Guest Hotline, powered by Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all. One more thing to get to before we get out of here. Tonight's keys to the game.
How does the Crew win today's game? Who needs to step up? Let's find out with the keys to the game. It's the Leadoff Show, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook on 1250 AM and 105.7 FM, The Fan.
Freddie Peralta this season, in games in which he has gotten at least 6 innings of work. 2nd of April, Brewers won 3-2. 29th of April, Brewers won 7-2. Chicago Cubs series on the 4th of May, Brewers won. Brewers win. They've lost 2 games all season, which Freddie Peralta has pitched at least 6 innings. That's going to be today's keys to the game. Freddie needs to put that message out there that, hey, he can go deep into ball games. He's got to control the pitch count. You know, he's a guy that's thrown over 100 pitches a bunch this season, and that's kind of a number that old school baseball people look at like, hey, he did his time, he put in his work for the day. but you got to find a way to be more efficient with those 100 pitches as well if you're Freddie Peralta. Today's keys to the game, Freddie's got to get through 6. I mean, just for his own sake, not necessarily for the Brewers' success, but just to have some heat off of Freddie. As we said, he's gone into the 7th inning 2 times this year. He has not finished 7 innings more than once, and that was all the way back on the second start of the season from Freddie Peralta. That's going to do it for us here at the Fan Leadoff Show, returning tomorrow. Steve Sparky Pfeiffer is going to be hanging out down here. I will be hosting back in studio, though, for the Leadoff Show. Charlie, I know it's our last day together working on the Leadoff Show. Thank you so much for your help over here. You definitely don't do enough work already, so I appreciate you for helping me out for the last hour of today and the days before, my man.
Anytime. I got you.
Brewers Braves game 2 today. Freddie Peralta going up against Joey Wentz. First pitch scheduled for 6:15. We'll return tomorrow 5 o'clock immediately after Wisconsin Sports Daily, where Jose Quintana takes on Spencer Strider. It's the Leadoff Show live from the Wisconsin State Fair. Charlie back in the studios, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook. Don't forget, send them home.